Okay, welcome. I am going to take us through a nice, gentle session today. My cycle is in full swing, so the bloatedness is real, the discomfort is real, the energy levels are low. So come join me for a gentle restorative session. Just to try and ease your body, keep it moving so things don't get like too crazy locked up. I believe, I didn't change my situation here. Apologies. Let's get it up. Okay, so let's get started with some gentle breathing for me. Okay, we are going to lay down on our backs. Sorry, I've just got a few things going on between plumbers and all sorts this morning, so just excuse me if I do repeatedly take a look at my watch. Let's go. It's just one of those kind of mornings. So for our breathing, let's go for some lovely diaphragmic breathing. You're going to inhale to make the belly distend and get bigger. And exhale, draw the belly in. Be gentle with the drawing in, especially if you are feeling bloated and a bit sensitive. This needs to be nice and gentle. Inhale and exhale. I want you to just keep going there for me. I want to just see something quickly. If I can do this, I have, there we go. Next and send. Voila. Okay, cool. Sorry. I wanted to just check that out. I got somebody who wanted to join, and I just saw that I could actually share. That's cool. Okay, let's get back into it. So I felt like I was a little bit tight to be able to get my belly to move. Now, as women, we often have a flared rib position, and that does restrict the diaphragm's movement a bit. So because I'm feeling a little bit tight and a little bit flared, I'm lifting up my head, which will automatically help to drop the rib cage down. And that will make it easier for that diaphragm to move. So inhale, distend. And exhale, draw the belly in. And let's go for 3 more rounds like that. And again. And last one. Okay, so again, this is all about just easing and relaxing. No, I feel better with 2 today. That's also the thing. Sometimes your body's going to feel better on some days versus others. So it may need something different on each day. Okay, and we're going to now move into some gentle north and south tucking with the hips. Again, be gentle with your activation so that we don't trigger some more discomfort due to our womanhood. So now as you exhale, gentle tucking of the tailbone, like a nervous dog tucking its tail between its legs. And inhale, releasing. You can go for a gentle arch if you like. And then exhale, tucking. If anything feels wrong or like it's too much, then just make it smaller. This is about loving our bodies through a stressful time for our bodies. Exhale to imprint. Inhale to extend. I'm going to go for 3 more here. Exhaling to imprint and inhaling to distend. 2 more. And exhaling to imprint. Inhaling to distend. Sorry, not distend, arch. My goodness. And last one. Exhale to imprint and inhale to gently arch. Coming back to your neutral, so that's where pubic bones and hip bones are on the same plane. I want to go now for hip circles. So you're going to track the back of the pelvis on the floor in a circular motion, like you're meeting north, east, south, and west. I tell people to imagine that your pelvis is on a wobbly board, the ball directly under the center, and you're just tracking around the edges of that wobbly board. Good. Okay, and then I want to change the direction of those circles. Sometimes it's very difficult to start doing this exercise if it's one you haven't done before. And it's more just because the body and the brain aren't sure how to do it. So take your time, make the movements small, and give your body a chance to feel it out. Sometimes we just need to let it happen instead of trying to force it to happen. And then other times we actually need to apply ourselves quite a lot. And settling at center. All right, I'm going to go through a few pelvic curls just to get the whole spine to mobilize a little bit. Okay, so we're going to inhale and let's exhale. Imprint the lower back and start peeling the spine up and off the floor, one vertebra at a time. Now, if you do have pillows behind your neck, if you feel like you have a lot of pressure into the neck, then rather take the pillow out. If you have a little bit of pressure, it's not the end of the world. I just don't want you to feel like you're sort of being choked up unnecessarily. And then from there, you're going to exhale to roll down. We're taking it slow. We're taking it gentle. Moving through each vertebra one at a time. And then releasing the hips back to neutral at the bottom. That's where pubic bone, hip bones, and hips are on the same plane. My brain today. And we're going to go again. Exhale. First, you imprint your lower back into the mat. You tuck that tail like a nervous dog. And then you start lifting up off the floor, one vertebra at a time, peeling up. Keep the deep tuck so that the base of the bum cheeks are what's activated. If you have a gentle arch in that lower back, you're going to feel all of that tension in the lower back. And during your cycle, you don't want to create more tension in that area. Often ladies already have some discomfort there. And exhale to roll down, lowering down from the top of the spine, the middle of the spine, the lower back, and release to neutral. Keep the movements gentle, keep the movements soft, just easing your body. Exhale, belly in, tucking tailbone, and we gently rising up sequentially. Feel like it's smooth and fluid in the movement, and exhale to roll back down for the last time. So we're just trying to get things to get a little unstuck, have some flow, loosen up. We're going to take the arms out to a T position now, arms in line with the shoulders. And we're going to go for a gentle rotation of the hips and knees over to the left, keeping your right foot stacked against your left. Inhale there, and then exhale, gentle engagement of the tummy and bring it all back to center. You want to always keep the shoulders grounded on the floor. Inhale over to the right. Keep that left shoulder connected to the mat. Keep the ribs pulled down and in. Again, we don't want to arch the ribs when we're rotating. And exhaling back to center. Just gentle mobilization of that lower spine. Keep slowly rolling from side to side. It's an inhale to rotate over and an exhale back to center. I want you to be soft and relaxed in the neck and shoulders at all times for me. If you have to strain in the neck area at all to lift the legs back to center, you've taken your legs over too far. We want to be able to do the movements nice and gently today It's not about strengthening, it's just about moving, loving our bodies while our bodies are in a state of distress. And we're going to go one more to the left-hand side, keeping those feet stacked again so that those knees stay beautifully aligned. I want you to feel your ankle bones and make sure that they stay touching each other at all times. And exhaling back to center. Okay, we're going to separate the feet and knees as wide as you can. Guys, please make sure the knees are also, the feet are also open. I tend to find sometimes people don't hear me say the feet part and they just open the knees. I want both feet and knees open. The arms can stay at 90, out to a T, or they can rest down on your body, whatever you prefer. And you're going for a gentle rotation again of the hips and knees to the left, letting the knees come down as close to the floor as what's comfortable. Light activation of the belly as we come back to center. And rolling over to the left-hand side and rising up. So this movement stretches out the hip flexor that attaches to the lower back. So it opens up that area nicely. We also have it opening and stretching around the outer side of the hips down into the groin, which is often quite tight in us humans that sit at desks for large portions of the day. So it's a really nice one to release tension developed in the whole back line of the pelvis, I find for myself personally. And you're going to give me one more rotation to the left and one more rotation to the right. Good. And then gently coming back to center. All right, we're going to roll over onto your side. If you have a pillow, you're welcome to keep the pillow and use the pillow. I'm not going to personally. If you are using a pillow, I want you to please just make sure that when you're laying on it, that your neck is comfortably in a straight line. Don't have it down so that your head has to fall down out of alignment. Okay. I like to rather use my arm bent at 90. Bent. So the hand is behind the head to catch and cradle the head while we rotate the body open. I want you to please have your knees directly in front of your hips. So your hips are bent at 90. And then your knees are also bent at 90. So your shins are parallel to the edge of the mat. I don't want the feet further back on the mat. You can be on the mat, just 90 degrees. Okay, you want to also make sure your hips and shoulders are in a nice straight line. Then you're going to reach your top arm in front of you. I don't want you to reach forward to let the rotation take place in the rib cage there. I just want the arm out in front parallel to the floor. We're then going to inhale to lift the arm up. And then from there, keep the arm in line with the middle of the rib cage. As you exhale, roll your rib cage open. Let the head and eye line follow and let the body rotate. Keep your hips and knees stacked and gently pushing forward. Make sure your ribs are connected in the front. Again, we don't want any flaring ribs. From here, inhale to bring the arm back up to the ceiling while you rotate the rib cage and the head forward. And then bring that arm back to parallel to the floor as you inhale. I just want to move myself forward so that my background does not limit my rotational range. Okay, and let's go again. Inhale, arm up, and exhale, rib cage rotating, head and arm move with the rib cage, hips and knees stay stacked. Don't let the hips fall with the rotation or follow the rotation. We're trying to wring the spine out like a cloth and bring the head and chest forward, arm up to the ceiling and bring the arm back down so that we can increase movement in your spine that the ribs attach to. That way we can breathe better. We want the whole spine to be mobilized today because we want things to be softened and released. Inhale, arm up. Exhale, rotate open. Inhale, arm back up to the ceiling, head and chest forward. Exhale, arm coming back to parallel. And let's do one more on this side for me. Inhale, lifting the arm up. Exhale, rotating the rib cage open. Inhale, rotate the rib cage forward, and exhale to bring the arm back down. Okay, very gently, let's sit up and let's roll over to the other side for me. Okay, so bottom arm is bent if you're not using a pillow. Hips are bent at 90, knees are bent at 90. Hips and shoulders in line, reaching your top arm up and parallel to the floor. Inhale, we lift the arm up to the ceiling, and exhale, rotating open, keeping ribs connected, hips stacked. Inhale, bring the arm to the ceiling, head and chest forward, and exhale to bring the arm back to parallel. And again, inhale, arm up. Exhale, gentle rotation open. I tend to sometimes feel a little bit of what feels like a compression or a jamming up in the back of my pelvis if I try to push my rotation too far. So I just find when that discomfort wants to start, and then I will pause there and then inhale to bring the arm up, head and chest forward, exhale down. Because again, today is about moving with the body in a nice, gentle way. Inhale, arm up, exhale to rotate open. We want to just comfort the body through movement, not challenge the body today. Bringing it all forward, bringing the arm down. And let's go for last one. Inhale, arm rising. Exhale, rotating open. Inhale to bring it all forward, and exhale to bring it back down. Good. All right, now I want us to do some back extension. Again, being nice and gentle. I feel it's important to open up the front line, especially if we experience a lot of pain and discomfort. We tend to close the front line of the body down quite a bit. So let's try and just counter that gently. We're going to go rugby post arms. Legs are separated so that we reduce the pressure in the lower back. Belly lightly activated, nose and forehead in line with the floor. And then from here, we're going to inhale, we lift the eyes. And then continue rising up, lifting the chest off the floor one vertebra at a time. Pausing while the elbows are still grounded. And then inhale, reversing and lowering down one rib at a time. And then drop the chin back down. And let's go for 3 more here. Exhale, roll the nose forward and then start peeling the ribs off of the mat. You are not looking all the way forward. I don't want the neck to have a deep crease. You're looking at the top of your mat. And inhale, reversing, lowering down, dropping the chin. And we're going to go for 2 more. Exhale, lifting and lengthening. I like to exhale on the rise because it provides us with the ability to increase the inter-abdominal pressure. In other words, tighten the belly in towards the spine. And inhale down to create a tight pressure within the body, just to support the lower back a little bit. And let's go last one. Exhale, restacking, lengthening and rising up. Now when we've got that lower back support, inhale down, we can move the activation to higher up in the spine and back down. All right, let's go into our rest positional child's pose. Just gently lifting up and take your bum back. Chest as close to the thighs as you can. Arms nice and long. Head resting down on the mat. If you find this is too much for your ankles, lift up, tuck your toes, and bring your bum down. If that's still too much, you can sit higher up and rest on your elbows as you drop the head and chest down. Just breathing into the back line of the body here. I know it might sound weird to say it like that, but if you think about the fact that your belly has nowhere to go because your leg's in the way, you want to rather let the lungs expand into the back line of the body. You're then going to gently walk the hands towards you to lift you up. We're going to come into seated. I want us to go for some gentle side bends just to mobilize the spine a little bit down the sides as well. We're going to have our fingers on the floor. Right next to you. I don't want them far back because we are leaning on the one hand, so make sure they're in line with your shoulders. We're going to start by lifting the left arm up. You inhale as you lift, the palm faces in, your shoulder is soft. Exhale to lengthen into your side bend. Walk your right hand just a little bit away to make some space for your right shoulder to drop down to the floor. Keep both sit bones glued to the mat and lengthen into the side bend. I don't want you collapsing into it or lifting the sit bone to reach further. We inhale here. Now imagine somebody's about to tickle you and you pull your rib in on that left side. Exhale, pull the rib in to lift you up so you're not pushing into that right hand, and bring the arm back down. We're going to go with the right side. Inhale, arm up, soft shoulder. Exhale to lengthen over, keeping both sit bones glued to the floor. Left shoulder is dropped out of the ear. Inhale and exhale to restack and rise back up. And let's go with the left side again. Inhale up. Exhale, lengthen and reaching. Feel like you're trying to pull your hip down to the floor while you're reaching your arm in the opposite direction. And exhale to restack and rise. And inhale, right arm up, and exhale to lengthen over. Inhale and exhale to restack and rise. And let's go last one each way. Lengthening over, feel yourself stretching out. Exhaling up, being nice and gentle. And last one here, lifting the arm up and reach, reach, reach. And exhaling up and back in. So again, just some gentle movement. Body hopefully feels a little bit more relaxed now. Always end up with weird, crazy hair. Yeah, I just hope that was a bit more restorative for you if you are in the same phase of your cycle as I am. But again, anybody can do the session. I kept it simple, no advanced moves. Yeah. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching if you're watching a recording. If you have any questions, just leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Peace.